A Truman man pleads guilty to shooting a woman in the chest last year.
33-year-old Kyle Jonathan Lyford was charged with 6 felonies, including second-degree attempted murder and first-degree assault. That shooting happened in February of 2025 in Truman. Court documents say Lyford shot Sierra Gaston in the chest during a domestic dispute. Lyford's jury trial was due to begin today, but he accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to second-degree assault with a deadly weapon. Lyford now awaits sentencing on May 8th. We're learning more about what led to the arrest of a father in connection with the death of his child back in October. On October 1st, crews responded to a medical call on James Avenue in Mankato of a 10-month-old child not breathing. Crews discovered that the baby had been placed under a 20-pound weighted blanket and was suffering a high fever while the father was in the next room playing video games. The baby had previously been admitted to a hospital in a similar situation where the father was warned about weighted blankets. The child was later pronounced dead, with the medical examiner determining the cause of death to be asphyxia due to compression by a weighted blanket. Yesterday, the city announced that the child's father, 26-year-old Omni Max Morningstar, is being charged with second-degree manslaughter with culpable negligence. That charge carries a maximum 10-year sentence if convicted. He will be back in court April 16th.